Hi, so I've got a 1983 Classic Mini and I've got a yellow light staying on the dash for a little while after it starts, and I'm just going to go through a bit of fault finding just to work out what's going on and see if we've got a bigger issue. So if I have a look in here, I've popped the bonnet obviously, as you can see. Under here we've got the fan belt going around the alternator and around the cooling fan in there. So the first two things to check is the belt in one piece, which we can see it is. It's got a little bit of slack on it. It's nothing too bad, but it could probably be tighter. It looks to be in reasonable condition. It's not frayed or cracking from the top. That doesn't mean that it isn't worn into a point underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and rotate this fan with my hands if I can. Okay, so there's our first issue. Is I'm turning this round, and as you can see, the belt and the fan on the right hand side aren't moving. That's not very promising, so that tells me that the fan belt probably needs replacing. Digging under here, yeah, it's worn a little bit into a point. The size of the belt has sort of gone, so I imagine if it is working, it probably only works when the belt gets warm. It'll then create a bit of friction and then it'll rotate together. So I need to replace this belt definitely and tighten it up a little. So there's issue number one. What we'll do is we'll go around the back of the car and we'll have a little look at the battery. And the first thing we want to check really is that this is the multimeter is set to the 20 volts, as we can see there. That's 220. Apologies for the lighting. I'm just going to connect this up to the car, and we'll just see what the battery is actually doing when it's off, effectively. Let's have a little look at the multimeter. So this is quite hard to do with one-handed. So look, okay. So the battery is putting out 12.74 volts while it's doing nothing, which is fantastic. That tells me that the battery isn't dead. So the next thing we want to do is turn the car over and see whether it's outputting around about 14 and a bit volts. Fabulous. There's my orange light on the dash, but we shan't worry about that. So just coming around here, we'll do the same thing again, and we'll have a little look at the multimeter. There we go, nice. So we're outputting just below 14, but actually it's pretty high. So what that tells me is that the alternator is working. And that I don't need to imminently replace it, and it also tells me that the battery is most likely okay and that the battery is holding charge. So the next thing we'll need to do really is get a replacement fan belt, and then we're pretty good really.